Okay, guys. So I went out and I did the trail running thing. I went and bought a vest. If you recall, I was made fun of the first time I went out trail running because of the fact that I did not have water with me, and because of that, I nearly died. So I went to my local running store to where I said I need a vest, and they said, "Well, here, let us help." And so I came home with this and a cat. Not really, but the cat's leaving. Goodbye. So, a couple things about vest, hydration vest. That's the name. It's called a hydration vest. Okay, so when you're running in the trails, some people like to carry just a bottle of water. Some don't, but water itself is necessary and important. So that's where these bad boys come in, and they range from 1 liter to 1.5 liters. But the idea is to find a balance between something lightweight to carry and something that can hydrate you at the same time. Obviously, you have the bladder itself, which the water goes in, is connected through the hose to the mouthpiece. I may have got that backwards. That might not be the mouthpiece. Anyway, so the idea is to connect this to this and put it in this. Okay, so let me get some of this out of the way. Ignore that. Scare the cat away with a sack. Goodbye. Okay, he's just going to want to help anyways. So this is the vest that I got. And here's a debit card that doesn't work, by the way, so don't worry about stealing numbers. Okay. Here's the vest I got. It's from UltrAspire. It's a small company that specifies specifically in hydration and trail running stuff, made by a guy who, did a lot of trail running back in his day. So there you go. A lot of factoids behind that. But a couple of interesting aspects of this. Now, please understand the frame, my body, is 6'5" and about 250 pounds. So hydration vests for me are important for the sake of, can they fit? That's the number one thing I'm most concerned about. Obviously, this one does. I wouldn't have got it otherwise. There's a few things to point out about it. The first thing is on the back. The back has two specific areas to note. One is this drawstring area. It turns out when you go trail running that you may carry other clothes with you, like another shirt in case it gets cold outside, or if you're shedding clothes also. This is a great place to put them in. You wad them up, put them here, pull the drawstring, and you're good to go. The other part, though, is right here. And this area is actually a magnet. Now, if I open that up and you look in here, you'll see nothing at the moment. Surprise. But this is actually where the bladder will go for the hydration pack itself. Okay, so that's the back side of the vest. Now, vests are not designed solely just to carry bladders of water. They're also designed to carry a bunch of other stuff for you. Turns out when you're trail running, food is important. It's one of those kind of races where you're supposed to eat while you're running. Otherwise, you won't finish because, you either wear out or you'll die. Either way. So, pockets are designed in these things for multiple things. What's important about this vest that I have here is this pocket right here. It is waterproof. Both pockets are actually waterproof. This one is key. This is actually magnetic, as you can see here, and then you just slide your finger in to this area. When I was talking to the guy who works on all of our running stuff, cat's being brat. When I was talking to the guy who does all of our running stuff, he's explaining to me that part of the thing about trail running that you may not notice is in some cases when you're running, some of you may witness this, your fingers swell up, as my wife refers to it as sausage fingers. Now, the problem with that is it means your body needs salt in your system. If you're a heavy sweater, you'll note that you lose a lot of salt when you're sweating. Sometimes humor yourself, wear a black shirt when you're out somewhere doing physical activity. See if there's a white ring after the shirt dries. That's a salt ring, okay? So with trail runners, it's important that they carry salt with them. Yes, get the salt, supernatural reference. Literal salt tablets, actually. And the salt tablets go in here, inside this magnetic pocket, to where you just go in, pop them in there, and that way when you're running, you have ease of access to them. It's important that, as he was telling me, that when you're you've been running for a long time and your hands are, and you're tired and your fingers are all swollen, it can be a challenge to get the little tablets out. So having it magnetic just like that helps. Also, it being waterproof is great also, not because of rainfall, but because of sweat. As you can imagine, you don't want water getting on these tablets. My cats are oh so curious about new toys when they come in. So that's this pocket. This pocket over here has a zipper on it. It is a large expandable pocket. It does have a mesh expansion on it. Some people's cell phones could possibly fit in it. The cat could not fit in it. So there's that section as well for you to store whatever you may need to. These two pockets right here, both of them hold 20-ounce water bottles. Also can hold cell phones and things along those lines. Longer distance, you obviously fill up your bladder, but also if you carry water bottles, this is where they would go as well. The string to where you draw the vest shut is right here. It's just a simple drawstring. You pull it out, you hook it just like that, and then you pull this to tighten it. It's a pretty simple system. The idea of these vests is to make things as easy as possible for the runner, not during the race or not prior to the race, but during the race when exhaustion is at its prime. Also down here, there is also more nifty pockets in this area on both sides. That's a good place to hold your gels or little food-like products as well. Okay, so that's the vest as a whole. One interesting thing about this kind of material, one, obviously it's very lightweight and it's smooth, but also as our friend was telling me today about this vest, some vests out there will rub up against technical shirts that you're wearing during a race, and they will actually tear apart the technical shirt. This kind of material does not do that, so it's safe for your tech shirts that you're wearing while you're running as well. Okay, so that's the vest as a whole. This vest ran me, not including my team discount, it ran me $69.99 where I got it. That did not include the bladder, okay? But here you go, UltrAspire, got it. Now, that's that part. This part is obviously the bladder, as you're also from UltrAspire, designed for this pack and for other Hydra packs from UltrAspire. So the idea is somehow I've got to figure out how to connect all this together and make it all work and still act like I know what I'm doing. Okay, so let's see what we can figure out. No cats were harmed in the making of this. Goes through right here. There you have it. All right, that's actually nice and easy. All right, to show you what I was saying was actually really easy to put together for a noob like me that knows nothing about what we're doing. The pack is down here. Obviously, I haven't filled it full of water. The hose actually snaps into a lock inside the edge of the bladder. So that thing's not going to pop out. It's not going to slip out. It's an actual lock. You know when it's locked because you can hear a click. So there's that. Also, put it down in a little spot like I showed with a little magnetic click. Run the red tube up, over, and now down. And you can figure out where you would like to put this hose, whether it be over here, slide it down into this pocket right here, or something along those lines, whatever meets your fancy. Okay, so that's really about it. Pretty idiot proof. If I can figure something out like this, then that means there's hope for everybody else. And this also means now on Monday nights, I will no longer be laughed at or chastised because I don't bring water with me. So there's that. So again, this was the UltrAspire unit. I got it for $69.99. The bladder itself, it is a 1 liter bladder. It ran me $29.99 as well. So you're looking at an investment when you purchase a vest. So you're looking at, you need to expect roughly around $100. I've seen vests range from $80 to $120, depending on what you're looking for, depending on where you're shopping also, and depending on what kind of quality you desire. The thing that I'll caution everybody about, and I learned this weekend, is when you go to an outdoor store, for example, REI, because I was out there this weekend, REI has a lot of great selections for backpacks that carry hydration packs, Camelback being the number one that you figure out real quick. However, there is a difference between bladder packs, hydration packs for hiking, those large quantity 70-ounce containers, and a hydration pack for trail running. The idea, as I said in the beginning, is to be efficient with water, but at the same time be light enough to where it doesn't wear you down. Because if you're running 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles, or in some of our insane friends' cases, 100 miles, every little bit of weight counts and moves towards exhaustion a little bit faster. So just something to consider, something to keep in mind. But yeah, so there you go. So now I have a hydration vest. I have a hydration vest, I have shoes, I have hat, I have technical shirts and things along those lines. So I believe I am ready to finally go out and start hitting the trails with bug spray, bear spray, and everything else under the sun. So there you go. Yeah. So from the Idiot's Guide of being able to handle yourself when buying useful technical gear, this was a hydration vest for trail runners. Pretty simple. I look forward to using it here in a couple weeks when I enter my first trail race. So there you go.